Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So come on children, let's do a lesson in standard 7th English, and the name of the lesson is lesson number 4.1, Under the Greenwood Tree. Now this is the first lesson in unit 4 in your English textbooks. So if you have your English textbooks with you, please open it and come to this particular page. Now children, this is actually a poem which is part of a bigger story. Now there is a book or a story called As You Like It. It was a story written by William Shakespeare. Now this particular poem that we are going to learn now is a song from this book by William Shakespeare. So who's the person who's written this poem in a way? It is William Shakespeare. So let us talk a little bit more about this person, William Shakespeare. So he was an English playwright, poet, and actor also. He is regarded as the greatest writer in the English language, and he is also called as the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called as England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. He was called as the Bard of Avon because he was born in this place called Avon in English. So he was not only a person who used to write poetry, he used to also write plays, and he used to act in these plays as well. Alright, now not only to the world of English but to the entire world, he is called as the greatest dramatist. A dramatist is a person who thinks of, who conceives and who writes and produces plays. Okay, and he is called as the national poet of England. So we are going to learn about this particular poem called as Under the Greenwood Tree. Now in the story, when you look at this particular story, As You Like It, there was a nobleman who was banished. Banished means he was punished and he was sent into the forest. Now you must have heard stories from the Ramayana where Lord Rama was banished and he was sent into exile for 14 years. In the same way, in this story, As You Like It also, there was a nobleman who was banished, and this song is sung actually by that particular nobleman when he is in the middle of the forest. So this is a poem which is very close to nature, which describes a nature in a way, you can say. Okay, so come on, let's try and understand what Shakespeare wants to tell us through this particular poem. So under the greenwood tree. Now this greenwood tree is a kind of a tree which is found in England. Okay, it's a type of a tree, like we have a mango tree, neem trees, and different kind of trees in India. We have greenwood trees in England. So under the greenwood tree is the name of the poem. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me. Here lying does not mean actually lying down and sleeping, but here lying means to spend time with someone. Okay, so under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Merry note here means a nice, melodious, beautiful song. Note here could mean song or a piece of music. So he would like to turn his merry note towards the sweet bird's throat. So you can see here, sweet bird is also singing. So he would like to lend his voice to the bird. Okay, so see, this is set in nature. It is set in greenery, where the poet or the person in exile, he's sitting under the greenwood tree and he's saying that anyone who's interested to lie with me, that is anyone who's interested to spend time with me, to enjoy nature, to sing along with the birds, can come and sit under the greenwood tree along with me. Come hither, come hither, come hither. So he's calling any friend of his who's interested in spending some time amidst nature under the greenwood tree, singing songs and lending their voice also to the music of the birds. He's calling him. Okay, he's saying, come hither. Hither means here. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Now, see, you will see certain words over here. For example, hither. Now, you might not have seen these kind of words being used in today's times. So, these are words which are called as archaic words. Okay, these words were used once upon a time by these poets and writers, but in today's English, you will see that all this is missing. Somewhere along the line, this has been missing. Here shall he see. Here means where? In the forest, under the greenwood tree, in the middle of nature. Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. Here he's saying once you come into the forest, you will see that there is no enemy, there is no person who wants to do harm to you. Now, when you are in a city, when you're in the middle of a lot of people, you will see that people make enemies also, and then they try to harm someone else, and they have certain, you can say, intentions which might not be very good. All right. He's saying if you want to get away from all these things, if you want to get away from all these negative things in your life, then come hither, come hither, come hither. Come and stay here with me in the forest and under these trees. Okay, because here he's saying there will be no enemy, but the only enemies will be the nature around us. Okay, now when can nature become your enemy? When the conditions in nature are not good or comfortable for us. For example, when it is winter. Now remember children, here in India we have not seen winters which are very bad. Okay, we feel cold in winter, and we use sweaters, especially we live in the state of Maharashtra. So here you will see that winters are not very severe. Yes, if you do go to the states which are close to the Himalayas, that if you go to states like Uttarakhand, or if you go to certain parts of Uttar Pradesh, if you go to Himachal Pradesh, okay, in those places, Jammu and Kashmir, you will see that yes, winter is very bad. But we people who live in Maharashtra, we are lucky that we do not have severe winters. Now, how can winter become your enemy, children? During winter, the temperature becomes so low that everywhere around you, you will see that there is ice. And just imagine how will you live then? It becomes very cold. People even die because of the cold. All right, they get frostbite and they die. Even animals die. Roads are closed because of this ice. So winter can be your enemy. Now, who's winter? Winter, is it a person? No, it is a natural thing. It is a class season. All right, and it is natural. That means it is coming from nature. So they see saying that there will be no other enemy. No human being will be your enemy here, but only the winter can be your enemy. And rough weather. Yes, rough weather we have seen here in the place where we live. Sometimes we have very heavy rains, isn't it? And sometimes we have this storm kind of thing also, where there is a strong wind blowing, and then sometimes it causes damage to our house, to our property. So rough weather, yes, but winter, bad winter, no. But even then, what can be your enemy there in the forest? It could be winter and rough weather, but never human beings. Okay, so he's saying that way, relatively, you are safe when you are inside the forest, sitting under the greenwood tree. But in certain seasons, the weather is very pleasant and you will see that you will have a lot of fun also. For example, look at this picture here. What do you think? Which month is it? You will see the name of the month written there if you see carefully. See, the bird is sitting on an N and you have a U-N-E over there. And then you have the J in the form of the trunk of the tree. So it is a month of June, where there is neither winter nor rough weather, and the climate is beautiful and the climate is enjoyable. Okay, so you have such times also inside the forest. Then the poet says, who doth ambition shun? Doth here means does. Ambition. Now we have a lot of ambitions in life. Now if I tell you tomorrow that you can go and stay in the jungle from tomorrow onwards. What will you say? You will say, teacher, but then I have to study, I have to attend these online classes. Okay, and now you will say, next year I have my scholarship exams, I will have to start preparing for that. So how will I go and stay in the jungle? So see, you have so many ambitions in life. Shunning means to let go of these ambitions, to give up these ambitions. So if you want to go and stay in the forest, you will have to give up all these ambitions. Okay, so who doth ambition shun and loves to live in the sun. Now here again you will see, and loves to live the the N is not there in the in. Okay, so you will say, is the spelling wrong? No, you can't say that here. Why? Because these are all called as poetic liberties. That is, these are liberties that a poet can take for his artistic development, of artistic beauty. If you and I write I in the paper instead of IN, your teacher will give you a wrong there. Okay? So, who doth ambition shun and loves to live in the sun? So, who wants to give up his ambition and come and live here with me under the beautiful sun? Seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Seeking the food he eats means you have to hunt for your food. Alright? Just imagine a life in the jungle. Do you have supermarkets there? Do you have grocery stores over there? Nothing. Can you order food on Swiggy? Or can you order food on Zomato? No. Can you go and sit and eat in a restaurant? No. So there is nothing which is ready made for you. You have to seek your food. If you are hungry, if you want to eat, you have to go out and search for the food. So you have to either, if you want to eat vegetarian food, then you have to dig up some roots, you have to climb a few trees and break some berries and fruits. If it is non-vegetarian food that you want to eat, then you will have to hunt for it. Okay, you will have to work hard for it. So he's saying, who doth ambition shun and loves to live in the sun, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. So you should be pleased also with what you get once you learn to live in the forest. Once you start living in the forest, you will have a very minimal life. A minimal life means a life which is just necessary for you to survive. So you will not have any luxuries. Okay? You cannot go out and enjoy in a mall, or you cannot go and watch a movie. Nothing. So you should be happy and pleased with whatever you get. And whatever you eat, you have to search for it on your own. Come hither, come hither, come hither. So only these people are allowed to go along with the poet. Those who are willing to shun their ambition, those who are ready to live under the sun, and those who are ready to seek the food also to eat, and also those who will be pleased with whatever they get to eat. Only those people are supposed to go to the poet. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Only those particular people. Okay? Here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather. He's saying, because once you come here, then you will be out of the rat race. Now, what is a rat race? A rat race is the kind of life that we people who live in the cities, etc., live. We are in a rat race means we are always running in order to collect more luxuries, in order to make our life better, in order to earn more money. So we are always in a race. So he's saying that if you come here, if you're ready to shun, if you're ready to give up all this, okay, if you're ready to give up all these things, if you're ready to come and live with me under the Greenwood tree, and also if you're ready to shun ambition, and if you're ready to eat whatever you get, and you will be pleased also with whatever you want, only then he should follow the poet into the forest and he should try to live a life like him. Okay, so come hither means come here, come here, come here. All right, because all the enemies that you will find there in the forest are just winter and a rough weather. You will not see any other enemy in the forest. So this is about the poem, children. Let us now see the summary of the poem quickly. So in this poem, The Greenwood Tree, the poet William Shakespeare describes the charms of forest life. Okay? And asks people to come and join him in the forest. But he has certain conditions also. Charms means the beauties, okay, the attractions of forest life. And he's also calling people, inviting people so that they also can go and join him in the forest. The poet invites any enthusiastic friend, enthusiastic means interested friends, to come and take time to relax under the greenwood tree and turn any melodious note of the heart into the sweetest song that the sweetest bird can ever sing. That means when you're free, when there is no burden in your heart, when there's no burden on your mind, what will happen is you will be able to relax and you'll be able to sing so many beautiful songs that will be even sweeter than the songs which birds sing. The friend is free to sing like a bird. So anyone can come immediately towards the greenwood tree. Here one shall find no enemies, but only the rough and cold weather of the winter. But he also has certain conditions which we saw. You should be able to shun your ambitions. You should be able to give up your ambitions, and you should be able to live a life of minimum requirements. That is, you should be able to hunt your own food, and whatever you're getting in life, you should learn to be satisfied with it. Only and only then you should be ready to go and join the poet to live the charms of the forest, or to live a very, very beautiful and very fulfilling life in the forest. So this was about the poem and also the summary or meaning of the poem. Let us move on and let us look at certain exercises now here from the poem. So from the poem, find old words which are used for each of the following. Old words are called as what words I told you? Archaic words. Old words are called as archaic words. Okay? So let's see. Towards is a word for which the old word unto has been used. Okay. So now where is the line? And turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. So it means you learn to sing like the sweet bird. So you will turn your note towards the sweet bird's throat. The second word is here. So which is the old word which is used for the word here in the poem? Yes, it is the word hither, where the poet says, come hither, come hither, come hither. It means come here to me, come here, come here. And the third word here, does. Now, which is the word or the archaic or the old word which is used instead of the word does? It is doth. Who doth ambition? So who's the person who's ready to give up his ambition? Only if you're ready to give up your ambition, then you should go and join Shakespeare in the forest. Okay, so this was a vocabulary exercise where we tried to find out old words or archaic words from the poem. Now let us do another exercise here. So pick out the lines that mean sing in such a manner. So sing in such a manner means turn his merry note. Sing in such a manner means sing in a beautiful manner. Merry, beautiful manner. Alright? Happy, beautiful manner. Then you have one who wishes to join me. So, who loves to lie with me. I told you, lie doesn't exactly mean lying down physically and going to sleep. Lying, someone wants to lie with me means someone wants to join me. Someone wants to be a part of my life. So, who is the poet wishing who is the poet wishing that he will be a part of his life? His friends. Okay, because just like the poet is enjoying the beauties of nature, he wants his friends also to enjoy the beauties of nature. But at the same time, he has also got certain conditions which we discussed. Okay, then the next one. who gives up his desire for wealth, power, fame, etc. So, when will you be in a mentally prepared state to go and live in the forest? When you have no desires. Desire means you have no longing, longing for wealth. Imagine you have so much money, but if you decide to go and live in the forest, of what use is that money to you? The money will not let you buy anything when you're in the forest. In the forest, everything is natural. You have to seek your own food, isn't it? If you want power, if you want that there should be so many people who work under you, and there will be people who should obey you, and you should be the boss, then it is a wrong thing for you to think that I will go and live in the forest and I will be happy. Because in the forest, children, there will be no one over whom you can rule. Okay, there is only nature and animals and birds, and they are not going to be under your control. And fame means, of course, you want to be famous, you want to know people to know about you. But if you're in the forest, unfortunately, there is no one living there along with you who will know about you. Okay, so who gives up his desire for wealth, power, fame here means who doth ambition shun. And then you have the next one. Life in the forest is free from ill wishers. Ill wishers means what? People who want something bad to happen to you. The opposite of ill wishers is well wishers. Who's your well wisher? Our parents, our siblings, our brothers and sisters, our friends, our teachers, okay, our relatives. All these people are our well wishers. So there could be some people who might not wish well for us. So they are called as our ill wishers. But who are the ill wishers in the forest? The forest is free from all these ill wishers. Then who are the only ill wishers? Winter and rough weather. Okay, so this is one more way in which we have revised the poem once again by picking out the lines which mean these sentences. Now, the next one, happy to eat whatever he can get. So, seeking the food he eats and pleased with what he gets. Happy to eat whatever he can get means, suppose today you're able to find 4 fruits or 4 berries, you eat those and you should be happy. You should not say, oh, today I wanted to eat a burger, or today I wanted to eat some biryani, today I wanted to eat a few puran polis, but see, so sad, I've got just these 2, 3 berries to eat. If that is your state of mind, then you should never go and live in the forest. Okay, so this was about picking up certain lines. Now, in this lesson, they have given us a chance to become poets. Okay, but then I'm going to solve half of them, half of the poetry I'm going to complete, and the remaining half you will have to become the poet. So be a poet. What do poets do? They write poems. So come on, let us also try and complete this poem. But remember, try to complete the following poem with words that rhyme with each other. So you have to think about rhyming words here. So what are rhyming words, children? Jump and pump are rhyming words. Okay? And then there are so many other rhyming. Whenever you read poems, you will always come across these rhyming words. Sit, hit are rhyming words. They have the same sound towards the end. Okay? So come on, read this once and think about which words can fit into these blanks so that the poem becomes a rhyming poem. So I'm going to do half of it for you, and the remaining half I will expect that you will do it. Okay? I'd love to live a life that's dash. Relax under a shady dash. Now the shady dash starts with a T. Now what can be shady? Shady means something which gives you a lot of shade. So it could be tree. A tree is shady. So the second word is tree. So you need a word in the first line that matches with the tree. So what will I write here? See, I'd love to live a life that's free. Relax under a shady tree. Are they rhyming now? Yes. So you have to think and decide how you will write rhyming words. Okay, let's see the next 2 lines. And fall into a dreamy dash with no strict hours, forced to there is a K and a big dash. Now look at the word, third line now, and fall into a dreamy. So when do you go into a dream? When you are sleeping, isn't it? So, and fall into a dreamy, naturally the word will be starting with an S and ending with a P, they are saying. So it is sleep. So, and fall into a dreamy sleep. Now you want a word which rhymes with sleep, but it starts with a K. So let's see what I have written. With no strict hours forced to keep. So see how our poem is rhyming. I'd love to live a life that's free, relax under a shady tree, and fall into a dreamy sleep with no strict hours forced to keep. Beautiful rhyme, isn't it? Come on, let's move on and try to put the other 4 lines also into rhyme now. And sing aloud a merry dash. Untrodden paths as I walk, a and a dash, and there is a G at the end. That means the line which is the 5th line should also have a sound which goes with G at the end. So sing along a merry. So when you sing, what do you sing? Yes, you sing a song. So, and sing along a merry song, untrodden paths as I walk along. So are you realizing how I am doing this thing of putting this into rhyme? You have to read the sentence. You cannot just put any word there, okay, which rhymes. You ask me what I'd get to dash. Fruits and nuts and berries. Now what I'd get to? Fruits and nuts and berries. So what do you do with fruits and nuts and berries? Yes, you eat them. So you ask me what I'd get to eat. Fruits and nuts and berries, sweet. Alright, so come on, I have become half a poet. Now I want you all to complete this poem so that you also become a poet. Okay, so the remaining lines are for you. So let me read it so you get an idea of what you're supposed to write. You ask me with whom I'd get to pee and dash 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 dash, birds and animals happy and G. And if a woodcutter put a C and dash 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 P, firmly I would put a ST dash dash dash. So that's the life I'd like, I dash, free from worries, free from dash. So come on, this is your homework. Try to complete the lines of these remaining lines so that the words rhyme with each other. Alright, so today we looked at this beautiful, beautiful poem by William Shakespeare, that is Under the Greenwood Tree, where the poet is giving us the pros and cons. That is, he's telling us the good points and the bad points about living in a jungle. He says that if you live in a jungle, you will have a lot of peace of mind. You will be able to enjoy your life. You will be able to be at peace with yourself. You will not have any enemies. But at the same time, you will have to live a life with minimum needs. Okay, you cannot have so many choices. So he's giving us a complete picture of what life in the forest would be like. And then we saw some exercises also, which are there in your textbook. So that is all for today, children. Thank you so much.
So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.